how he beat Cassie on that videotape, they're like, people got to be complicit in this. This didn't just come out of nowhere. He beat her in a hotel.
Again, well, when you're an older nigga like me, you've seen that shit your whole life, and it's not saying it's right. In the 70s, that was a regular day.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real life.
Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
So we're gonna be bouncing around a lot of this interview.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so we're gonna take it to, gotta go to Diddy first.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Have you ever been to a Diddy party?
I went to one Diddy party, but it was in Manhattan. It wasn't at his crib. It was in Manhattan. He had rented a hall or whatever, and I was there. It's crazy because there was a couple of well-known women, and they was arguing. It was almost like some real life Love and Hip Hop shit I was going through, but I can't even mention. I ain't gonna mention their names. I'm gonna save it for my book. But they were arguing situation with me. They was arguing with each other. I think they was about to beef, but I just remember Diddy coming by. He never really, me and Diddy's relationship. First of all, right, since we're on them, I just want to we just got to go through a timeline of who Diddy is. So, and what he's accomplished. And then I can give my opinions and everything else. But before I give my opinions on that, which a lot of people like to talk about, I want to set up the timeline of what Diddy did before we knew about all this, right? So Diddy started Howard, intern, and then he went over to Uptown Records. He helped with Mary J. Blige and Heavy D, then he big time promoter in New York, went on to do Bad Boy, broke many, 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 many artists. Sold sold a lot of music. Fashion-wise, really was one of the moguls in fashion as far as getting his stuff in department stores. Reality TV, he killed that. There's not gonna be too many men that's done what Diddy's done in our culture, all right? All the years that he did it in. In that time, he's employed a lot of people, right?
Right.
Ciroc came and just blew out the water, employed more people. One thing I do know as a person, when I had a situation like that and when I had money like that and I had power like that, is that it's not easy for a black man from the streets, right? And not that I'm saying Diddy's from the streets or maybe the same, but he's from that. His father, he's still from that. My father, we're from that.
Right.
It's not too many black men that's gonna be able to accomplish that in this country.
Yeah, that's
all right.
nice.
And especially moving forward the way things are. So things went wrong, and we'll get to that, but I just want to just kind of stay there a second of the accomplishments. And not just the accomplishments, but all the people that he's employed. Because, in this business, yes, contracts, it's a dirty business. Lawyers, contracts, things get f***ed up, publishing. That's all of us across the board, right? No one's hardly ever happy with the label ever. The happiest when the label give them money towards the end, when shit ain't cracking, it's the telltale story, right? From every artist, right? But, you gotta look at all the hundreds of people he's employed and put on. If it's so easy, and I know there's a lot of artists that personally I've dealt with in business-wise, and it's not for me to say how they feel because it's not fair, because they've actually business-wise dealt. If they said that Diddy jerked them in publishing, then that's up to them to say. But what I can say is that, that as an artist, right, you know in your head, you're only as good as you are rapping. Business-wise, most artists don't know what to do, right? And, when you're dealing with people, most of the time you're coming with nothing but your rhymes, right? That's it. Mm-hmm. So when people invest money, time, effort, emotions, stress, everything into you, you know what I'm saying? that part has to be accounted for something. And I'm just saying that a lot of people who you just have to look at, you know, like a lot of bad stories come out about a lot of artists. Like you hear them about Diddy, Suge, Irv, Birdman. You hear anybody who's a mogul, anybody who had multiple artists, you're always gonna hear, there's always in common, there's gonna be somebody problems with it, right? It's just the nature of the business. So all them artists though wouldn't have got on or as big as they did without a certain person. You can best believe every artist that's been through Diddy has had another manager or another way that they tried to do it and didn't even come close to the stardom and everything as they did when they got with Diddy or with Suge or with Birdman or with Irv or with any of the big moguls, right? Of course, at the ending story, it's not gonna work out for them because they're the artist and they didn't have the business acumen in the first place to understand it. I'm not saying that, and I'm gonna go to the current stuff, but I just want to make it clear, if I'm gonna get the platform right now, is that, man, we're so quick to throw everybody under the bus and forget about their accomplishments and just throw them the away, that's what's gonna end up killing our culture. You know, how are we gonna have anybody else in the history books if, at this rate, Malcolm and Martin will be the last two. There won't be no other black man in the history books that people can laud or people can applaud or people can love because they've made us our greatest weapon towards each other. So now, speed it up to now. I'm thinking Diddy got a problem, man. Diddy has some type of, what happened or didn't happen, I'm not there to say, so it's I don't speak on that. But I would just think based on everything, he has some type of sexual
Right. How was he when you met him? Did he...
Real quiet. When he came to me, I think he gave me a blunt of weed, a spliff of weed, and he didn't even say nothing and kept it moving. He just, I don't know.
Could you see this happening at all? That when you see
yeah, of course, yeah. I couldn't see all this happening because the music industry is usually a safe place for this type of shit. Look, all this sexual shit, the internet is exposing shit. It's the reason of the internet. If the internet wasn't never around, the internet's the gift and the curve. If social media wasn't around, then this has been going on since the industry has happened, not just the music industry, Hollywood. Right. You know what I'm saying? People want to be on TV and in the music business so bad that they'll do anything. They'll give their bodies, they'll do anything. That's where selling your soul is. So, you know, unfortunately, people take advantage of that. Women get taken advantage of. Men get taken advantage of. That's the nature of the business.
Why do you think we put so much of our judgment on the individual who offered the opportunity? No matter what you were willing to give, I gave you that in exchange for what you were willing to give. I still gave you that opportunity. Why do we put so much judgment on the person who offered the opportunity, you think?
Because black people, man, we're mad. Even if we try to act like we're not, like, you know, we're in a up situation, man. We've been, and it's taking tolls on people's minds. And then here comes social media that is conditioning the out of people when they're seeing everybody else doing good and they're not. It just them up in the head, man. It breeds a lot of different negative feelings. And I just think like, it's just, you know, I watched R. Kelly, do you know how, like the music and everything, and then, yeah, okay, yes, I understand. Because people are quick to get, oh my God, he's sticking up. No. Anybody that with underage kids needs to be dealt with. Okay? The punishment, we live in a land of laws. They deal with that. So I don't stick up or I don't co-sign, none of that. But, you know, how do you 20, 30 years rock with somebody so hard, whereas that they come in your life every day? Music is so important to us. And for black people, it seems like music and TV and everything is really important to us. So if it's really that important to us, where you're focused in on it so much, why are you quick to just throw away the people that gave it to you all them years. And I understand because of what people did, God gives everybody other chances. And if people, I'm not in the church, but I got common sense to know that part, that God gives people other chances and no one should be able to judge. I know at least that part. So if that's the case, then we got to stop doing it to each other.
We do, but okay, let me ask you this, right? Because you had a platform, the biggest platform, right? We have a platform. People always try to, send us. So did nobody ever send you certain things on Diddy and make you be like, some of the shit that he's doing wrong? Because people like us, right? The general people are looking like how he beat Cassie on that videotape. They're like, people got to be complicit in this. This didn't just come out of nowhere. He beat her in a hotel.
Again, well, when you're an old nigga like me, you've seen that shit your whole life, and it's not saying it's right. In the 70s, that was a regular day. You know what I'm saying? So like in the 80s, that was seen that shit all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a young kid, I never liked men beating on women. That always made me feel uncomfortable and nervous when I'd seen that. My father never did it to my mother. God bless. My mother's first husband did it to her, But from what I have seen, that was a regular thing. So, I can't listen. Again, people have to condition their mind that our minds ain't the same with the internet now as it was before it was. Our minds, we have to condition ourselves to what's coming now because one situation you seeing, then you should condemn that man for the rest of his life. Now, if it wasn't the internet, then nobody would see nothing and nobody would be getting condemned. You know what I'm saying? And the privacy would be within themselves to work it out within themselves. Right now, we're in front of millions of people every day being judged by millions. That's not how humanity was supposed to be. God didn't make this earth for everybody to be in tune with each other, millions. It's impossible. Be in tune with who's in front of your face. Let's get back to that. Because this shit here, if it don't take a blind man to see that people are cooked from social media. That's happening. See, I'm a nigga that was here before it. The shit that's happening, this is almost like real talk, I'm not just trying to hype this up. It's almost like I'm living in a different type of time or a different planet or it ain't the same.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move. Hey.